Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach and today we're going to continue with our walkthrough of Elden Ring. So if you're watching these in real time as they come out, yes, it's been a while since the last one. Hopefully you don't mind. I had a little break to have a baby. So we were visiting Gurank in the last episode, and now this episode we're going to just like tidy up one of the final few caves. I actually think this might be the last cave in Limgrave, and that is the coastal cave. So we've already unlocked the grace for this earlier in the walkthrough, but if you haven't found it yet, it's literally just a little cave. If you just stick to the wall along the beach, you can't really miss it. Boc, we already met Boc. He was in a bush, like right at the very start of the game. So you do need to find the bush and speak to him there before he will appear in the cave here. We are using the Bloodhound Fang because it's the best. Well, at this stage in the game it is. And we also have a torch. That's very important because this cave is very dark. A lantern would be better because it doesn't take up one of your like hands, and we can two-hand our weapon. Whereas, as you can see, a torch here, I have to hold that in one of my hands, so I can only one-hand my weapon. So it is worth, at this stage in the game, we've got some runes in our bags, in our little bum bag. So I think what we're going to do is just go and grab a lantern. Because we haven't completed this cave yet, we obviously can't warp out of this cave. So we have to like manually run out of it in order to warp. I do just want to address, I know that there's no game audio. I'm so sorry, I had some trouble with recording, but I hope we're still able to enjoy the walkthrough. We unlocked this Liurnia merchant earlier in this walkthrough, so apologies if you do not have this grace unlocked. You can always check out the earlier parts of the walkthrough if you haven't. But this guy here, you don't need to fight any bosses to get round to him. You can literally just run all the way around and you can pick up a lantern, which I just like to put on my quick bar and just fire and forget, really. You're going to use this quite a lot. I use mine all the time, I guess because like it's a pretty dark game at times, a lot of little caves and catacombs, and I love my lantern. Couldn't be without it. So I like to put mine on just my little down here. I wouldn't recommend having this on your equipment bar. I think the triangle menu works really well for it, so that's what we're going to do there. And this allows us to have our Bloodhound Fang in both hands. So the first thing you're going to notice is, as we head down into this cave, is it is full of these little demi-humans. So Boc is a demi-human and he's much cuter than these like wild ones. But do be aware these little guys they're so like simple. They're like fodder. They've got like big friends, but mostly it's just all little ones in this dungeon here. So we're just going to take them out one by one. Our Bloodhound Fang is at like +4, so we can take them out with one hit, which is easy peasy. Just picking up this cave moss as we go along because it might come in useful later, you know? Why did I hit that wall there? So, right, illusory walls, I do admit, like I kind of struggle to remember which walls are illusory. So I was like, hey, this one looks a bit sus. But just, I don't know, any wall looks sus, just hit it, you'll lose nothing by doing it. So yeah, just making our way down. This cave is like pretty short. This is probably the only thing that might give you remotely any bother, and it's this big guy here, but again, goes down with one two-handed hit with the Bloodhound Fang +4. So yeah, really not an issue at all. Love, an octopus ovary. There's a summon here for old Knight Istvan, which you can summon him because this is a 2-on-1. Well, it is not a 2-on-1. It's a like 10-on-1 boss fight. So I recommend bringing him along to help even the odds. I'm not going to bother personally because I feel like the boss would just die too freaking quickly. And if you stay tuned, it does die way too quickly. Here we go. So Demi-Human Chiefs. There's one. We're going to go for the left one here and just jump attack, which will stun it and just immediately burn it down. The other one will actually only activate if you go towards the back of the room. Just you can see like the second campfire just ahead of us now. That's where the other one is. So he doesn't even wake up until you go near him. So if you don't manage to burn down the first one fast enough, You can just like stick to the back of the room and you don't have to worry about fighting two of them. But just in case you do get overwhelmed and you're like running around and you do pull two of these, it's kind of tricky. Just create space and just do try and close gaps with jump attacks, because if your attack lands successfully, 9 times out of 10 it's going to stun whatever you're hitting. So it's a good thing to keep in mind with this weapon. We get caught against the edge of the wall here, which is not a good idea. And I guess, having a bit of trouble with this one. I don't know if the second one like has more health or something, but the first one went down so quickly compared to this one. So they're super fast. So I actually want to advise against like rolling away from them. You probably want to roll towards them, try and get behind them. The little guys, you can take your time and like kill all the little guys, but if you just ignore them, once the big bosses are down, the little guys go like passive. They're like afraid of you without their leader to like lead them. So you can spare them if you want, or you can kill them for a few extra runes. Wait, they don't even give runes. That didn't give me any runes. I guess because it's part of the boss fight. Yeah, oh wow, so like, why would you kill them? There's no benefit to killing them, you absolute monster. Once the bosses are down, you get the familiar little like puff of smoke here to return to the entrance, but you will notice there's a passageway in the back here, so don't return to the entrance just yet. There's one more thing to discover at the back of this cave, which could be very important depending on what kind of build that you're planning on going for. I myself on this character, because I've never played a faith build, like I've never done incantations in this game, and there's so many really cool incantations, so that's what I'm doing. So what's coming up next is very interesting to me in particular. A couple little guys here which do give souls because they're not part of the boss fight. Some string and some hacking stones. I just get in the habit of just picking everything up. Like if you see that little button prompt pop up, just press it, just pick stuff up. It's great. Right, so we will emerge back on the beach again. The beach is not what we're interested in. We're interested in... See, look, we're just over here. We went like this underground tunnel from the cave. We want to head up the hill. We can jump on Torrent now. Up the hill to this ruined churchy area up here. There's a grace we can sit at, so we can teleport here, straight here in future without going through the cave every time. Thank God. So rest at the grace if you like. Okay, and we'll head into the Church of Dragon Communion. There are only 2 of these in the base game, and this is a very, very early one. Here you can pray at the altar to exchange dragon hearts for dragon incantations. Now these require a mixture of like int, faith and arcane, which as you can see from the red like skills, I don't really have enough arcane, so I'm not going to buy any of these for now, but this is where they are, and they're really, really cool spells, especially one that I will be using later on in this walkthrough to absolutely annihilate one of the hardest bosses in the base game. So it's worth knowing where this is and how it works, how to get dragon hearts, why you kill dragons, of course, and more about that obviously coming up later in this walkthrough. If you were interested in me holding your hand through every single boss and every single notable area in Elden Ring, be sure to subscribe. I am undertaking this massive project. I'm streaming it live on Twitch, so if you did fancy catching it live, my Twitch is Don't Rage Quit, or if YouTube is your preferred platform, I'm streaming it here on How to Souls as well. So I'm teleporting back to the coastal cave. I mean, you can run back, but like teleporting is quicker, because that boss dropped Boc's sewing needle. And it was his mam's. It was his mam's sewing needle. So giving it back to him makes him super happy. And Boc will actually, this is going to progress his quest. He's going to be turning up later on in the walkthrough. But for now, this will go towards unlocking him his ability to edit our clothes. Words are hard to like. So if your chest piece has a cloak, he can like edit it. So he can take the cloak off for you. Transmogrification. He can, yeah. So that's his thing, and later on we'll get the ability to do that for ourselves. But like, I think it's kind of nice to rely on Boc to do it for us. Bosses in this area don't give us a lot of runes, and we're like pretty high level for this stage in the game, so we don't have enough to level up. So that is us for now. That was Coastal Cave. Like I said, pretty straightforward, but hopefully I was able to give you some tips, show you where to find the Church of Dragon Communion, and I'll see you in the next part of the walkthrough. So yeah, subscribe to see that. If the video helped you, please do feel free to give it a like, it does help us out. I've been Rach here on How to Souls, and I will see you in the next video.